Hello, I am Elias, and I'll be presenting about Juan Cortina. Some historical context is annexation of Texas in 1845. Texas joined the U.S. after independence from Mexico in 1836, leading the Mexican-American War. Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848 ended the war with Mexico ceding large territories, including Texas, to the U.S. Who was Juan Cortina? He was a Tejano landowner and a military leader in Texas-Mexico border region, leading for defending the rights of Mexican Americans against Anglo-American injustices. Why was he fighting exactly? A primary motivation was to protect the Tejanos from Anglo-American injustices, including land seizures and violence. After Texas joined the U.S., Mexican Americans faced marginalization, loss of land to Anglo settlers. One quote is, "Flocks of vampires in the guise of men robbed Mexicans of their property, incarcerated, chased, murdered, and hunted them." Another quote is, "After the war, he saw his fellow Mexican reduced to second-class citizenship, cheated out of their land cattle, and mistreated by sheriffs and the Texas Rangers." This kind of just goes to show all of the mistreatment and violence that these Mexicans had to face just for being different. What was happening around the time was the U.S. expansion and racial hierarchies, policies and attitudes reinforced white supremacy, leading to Tejano disenfranchisement. Another quote says, "A society is organized in the state of Texas, which devotes itself ceaselessly to improvement of the unhappy condition of those Mexican residents therein, extermination of their tyrants." Cortina's activities between the years 1859 and 1873. Cortina's War began in 1859 with raid and confrontations against Anglo authorities and settlers in Brownsville, Texas. Cortina actually defended the Tejanos' rights, challenged corrupt local authorities, and resisted land dispossession. One of the quotes says, "Cortina shot the marshal, rode out of town with the prisoner." Just kind of starting all of these riots. Cortina's objective was to protect the land, the rights, and the dignity of the Mexican American community. His long-term objective and vision was to establish justice and resist white dominance on the Texas border. One quote says, "To defend ourselves and making use of the sacred right of self-preservation." Cortina's legacy from the Anglo view was seen as a bandit and a terrorist, but from the Mexican view, he is celebrated as a folk hero and for defending his rights and defending his people as a whole. One quote says, "Cortina was idolized by many of the poor Mexicans on both sides of the river." And another quote says, "My part is taken, the voice of revelation whispers to me that to me is entrusted of work of breaking the chains of your slavery." The historical impact Juan Cortina set an example of resistance and became a symbol for Mexican American resilience. And this is my works cited.